Okay, last set of notes in chapter 3, lesson 9. It is related, but remember, I am always going to start with something you know so that you're like, oh, yeah, I remember how to do that. And then take it there to move you to the next step. So don't write me off because you're like, yeah, I already did this. Don't stop listening because I'm going to take you to the next step. Remember that factors are numbers that get multiplied together in order to get your answer. So, like 2 times 3 are the factors of 6. And the greatest common factor is the largest factor that two numbers might have in common. A method that I use to find the GCF, the greatest common factor that many of you saw in 6th grade, is the ladder. There are other methods. You can use the T-chart to list all of your factors of 12 and all of your factors of 18. But it seems like you guys really remembered this ladder. Okay, so what number divides into both of these? I'm going to do 3. 3 divides into 12 4 times. 3 divides into 18 6 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 and 6 also share a factor of 2. 2 divides into 4 twice. 2 divides into 6 3 times. Remember that the factors, the greatest common factor, are on this side. So 3 times 2 is 6. So we did this earlier in the year also. GCF equals 6 for that one. Okay. Let's try 10 and 50. Why don't you pause me, see if you remember how to do this. I actually see that 10 divides into both of them. Oops, my GCF's on the side. That one was kind of easy. GCF equals 10. Okay, good. Now, this is where I'm going to kick it up a little bit of a notch. I want to find the GCF of 5x and 10x. I am still going to use my ladder. I am still going to look to see what factor the numbers share. 5 and 10 both have a factor of 5. 5 divides into 5 once. 5 divides into 10 twice. Now I look at the variables. Do they share a variable? They do. What did I do with the number factor that they shared? I pulled it over here to the side. So if they share a variable, I'm going to pull that off to the side, and my GCF is on the side. GCF is 5x. They both can use 5x as a factor. Okay, so let's throw another variable in there and see what happens. 8xy and 12x. Again, first focus on the numbers. They both share a 2. 2 divides into 8 4 times. 2 divides into 12 6 times. I see that I can divide that again, right? 2 divides into 4 twice. 2 divides into 6 3 times. Now that I'm done with the numbers, let's look at my variables. I have an x here. I have an x here. They share a factor of x. So I'm going to pull it out. Y. I have a y here. I don't have one here. They don't share it. So it comes down. It just keeps coming. Okay? Where's my GCF? GCF is on the side. 2 times 2 is 4 with an x. 4x. So I took what you knew, finding GCF with numbers, and kicked it up a notch by throwing in variables. Now we're going to do an entire expression. The directions are to factor it. When you see these directions, this means you need 2 terms at the end. I'm not just asking you for the GCF, I'm asking you for 2 terms that give me this answer. So step 1, I'm going to put in the ladder. So I'm going to take 20a minus 15b, put it in the ladder, okay? Step 2, find number factors. What do 20 and 15 share? They share a 5. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 5 goes into 15 3 times. Keep my minus sign. Step 3, find variable factors. Okay, do they share a variable? This first term has an A. Is there an A over here? Nope. So I bring it down. This second term has a B. Does it share a B? No. So bring it down. You know your GCF is on the side, but this isn't saying to find the GCF. This is saying factor the expression, which means I need 2 terms. So this term on the outside right here goes in front of the parentheses, and the expression on the bottom goes inside the parentheses. These are the factors. And watch this. I wish I had some disappearing ink, but if I distributed, because I have a number right next to parenthesis, 5 times 4a is 20a, and 5 minus 3b times minus 3b is 5 times 3 is 15b. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so this in yellow is your answer to factor the expression. Okay, let's try the next one. 18a plus 20ab. Factor the numbers first. I'm going to go with 2. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 times 10 is 20. First term has an A. Does the second term have an A? It does. A comes out here, and there's only one B, so the B comes down. This isn't asking for the GCF, it's asking for the factors. So this comes to the outside of the parentheses, and this drops down inside the parentheses. My answer to factor the expression is right here. This is that's a 9. Yeah, that's a 9. I did it right. You always got to check me, okay? Ooh, this one looks hard. 28x, y, z. Always put a line through it so I know it's not a 2. 32x, y. I'm going to make a ladder. Let's look at my numbers first. 4. How about 4? 4 goes into 28 7 times. 4 goes into 32 8 times. I bring down my minus sign. Do they share an x? They do. So x comes out. Do they share a y? They do. So y comes out. Do they share a z? They do not. So z comes down. And my answer, this comes down to be outside the parentheses, and this drops down to be inside the parentheses. The answer to factor the expression is this one right here. So here's a drawing of a garden. It has a total area of 15x plus 18, because here's the 15x, and we put that together with the 18. So 15x plus 18 takes up all this space. It says find the possible dimensions. You have to know what dimensions mean. It means the length and the width. Because if I multiply the number on this side times the number on this side, I will get 15x plus 18. So guess what I need to do? I need to factor 15x plus 18. They share a factor of 3. 3 times 5, 3 times 6. They do not share an x, so the x comes down. I'm going to write this as 2 factors, 3 parentheses, 5x plus 6. This is the factored answer. The 3 is one of the factors. I can write is one of the dimensions, so I write it on one of the sides. This expression is the other dimension, 5x plus 6. And it doesn't matter if they're switched. You can put 5x plus 6 here and 3 here. that doesn't matter. But you do need to know that the dimensions go on the length and the width. That's the unit.